Hi, today we'll be discussing about how you can create an event management dashboard in Notion. And along with that, I will also show you how you will be able to create PDF files on automation for every management event that takes place. So whenever you are going to add a new event that is going to go into the database, you will be able to create PDFs automatically for the event that will happen, and that can simplify the process of automation as well. So let us first understand what this dashboard is and how it exactly it works. So as you can see, I've got an events database that I've set up over here, which has the event name details, the location, organizer, vendor, attendees. Then we have the event date, event type, status, and the budget. So what we have done is we have added these four columns over here, which we have not filled up, as we'll be linking these columns to other databases. So when it comes to the location of the event, I have also created another database at the bottom, which only has the event locations. And what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to connect this particular column of the original database with the event location that I have over here. So what I will do is I will click on this and I will click on change type and I will click on relation. So if you see, we have a relation property available over here. When you establish a relation property, it automatically asks you to link to a database. So I'm looking to connect it with the event locations database. So I'll select this and I will simply click on add relation. Okay. So now you can see the property has changed. And if you click on this, you should be able to see the locations that we have already added in the database over here. Okay. So let me quickly fill in some of the details over here. So I'll go with innovation ground. So I'm just simply filling in like that. And we have the startup workshop. So let's select something for this. Let's go with open club. Okay. So we have simply added locations, fetching the same values from the locations database. Okay. So we'll repeat this process for organizer, vendor, and attendees. So if you scroll down, we have the organizer database and we have vendor and we have attendees as well. Okay. So every information is put in different databases, so it becomes easy for us to organize. So I'll click on organizer. I will again change type and I will go with the relation property from here and I will select the organizer column. Okay. Let's add the relation and I will simply add the organizer details. You can obviously type out new organizer names. So if I'll just type out, let's say organizer A, I should be able to use that particular organizer as well. You can see we have the new option. If you click that, the organizer gets added up over here. Okay. So let me keep it that way. So once we fill in all the details, we should be able to also generate PDF files directly from the database. So this makes it really easy, convenient, and effective to set up, as we can simply add the details in the database and we also are able to automate the entire process connecting the database with the PDF files. So I'm just quickly going to fill in some of the details over here. And finally, we have the attendees column. So let me mark it as a relation property and let me select it from the attendees database as well. Okay. So this makes it really easy to like organize the data, as we have the data spread across different databases and we are able to quickly assimilate all the information. So all the databases that we have at the bottom have been connected to the main database that we have over here. So whenever we're looking to add a new location, we can simply click over here and we can add a new location. So let's say this is location A. Okay, and let me put it in correct way, and I can simply go with new location and it directly gets added. Okay, so you can see a new location has been added up over here. The beauty of using this tool is, if you see at the top, I have organized the entire set of information for the events into multiple sections. So we have got an event summary, which shows all the completed events that have already occurred. Okay, so if you observe over here, if you to the scroll to the right side, you have the status column over here, right? So this third event has been completed. Okay, so anything that is marked as completed will automatically fall under this column. You can even drag and drop the event onto specific places. So I can simply drag and put it anywhere. Let's say put it on the planner. Now it is under the planner status. I can drag it and drop it anywhere. So this makes it quickly easy to arrange everything in one go, as you will be able to see everything over here. Okay. So you can see the name of the event, the date of the event, and the location where the event is going to be held. Okay. Then we have an event calendar where I have created a calendar showcasing like when the event will happen and exactly where we are expecting the event to take place. Okay. So alongside this, we also have this number of attendees column which I've added. So let's say if I add one more attendee, okay, maybe let's say attendee person one A maybe. Okay, and if I scroll up, I can add the new attendee to the list. So what I can do is I can go to the attendee column and I can just simply select the new attendee, and now that attendee gets added to the list and we have the number of attendees as 2. Okay, so we can also mark that over here as well. So if I click on this, I have the properties availability which I can click, and I can simply unhide this property, and you can see the number of attendees shown over here as well. Okay, you can style it in any manner possible, and this is just simply for information, but it is how it exactly appears. So we have covered up the event calendar. Let's go to the event highlights. This just simply shows a photo preview of the event that is going to happen, and the number of attendees have also been added at the bottom. So I've just quickly spun up this event management dashboard where you should be able to see all the events that is going to happen. Now, how are we going to generate the PDF file? Okay, so let's say we are organizing these 3 events, and we are quickly looking to create PDF file for the events that is going to happen. For this, I'll be using an automation tool known as PDF Output. This will help you set up an automation with your Notion database, which will be connected, and you will need to add a Google document, which will be the template file, where you'll be setting up the event management template, and then the PDFs can be generated on automation. So let us understand how this will work. So I will first of all go with the setup automation. Once I'm logging in, I will go with the setup automation. This is where I can set up everything. And here you need to connect your Notion database. So if you're using for the first time, you definitely need to add your database and a document for the event management template, and then the PDFs can be created. Okay. Since I've already connected my databases and the document, I'm going to reconnect everything so as to add these databases that we see over here. So I'll just simply click on reconnect. It will now prompt me to add the new databases that I want to add in the setup. Okay, so if you closely observe, everything comes under the event management dashboard. This is the page, right? The page title. Under this page, we have the events database, we have the events location database. Okay, we have the events organizer and event vendors and attendees database. So I simply need to add this particular page to the setup, and it will automatically add me all the databases. And make sure you select the right account which you are using. If you are using multiple workspace, choose the correct workspace which you are looking to use in this scenario. So I have this PDF output workspace which I have just selected. Click on select pages and just put the name of the page which you are going to use. Okay, so I'll just copy this name. I'll put it over here, and you can see the event management dashboard is showing. Select that, and now your databases should be added. Okay, just to ensure, you can just type out DV event managements, and you should be able to see all the databases already added up because we added the main page, right? So let's click on allow access, and now we should get access to the database, which we can use further to set up the automation to generate the PDF file. So it will take some time to connect with the Notion database. Once it is connected, you can put a name to this. So let's say this is events management automation. Okay, I'll click on create, and a new automation will quickly be set up. So it will load the databases and whatever is required. So what I can do is I can simply click on select Notion database, and if you're not able to see your databases yet, just give it some time, as it will take some time to load, and once it is available, you should be able to see it in the list that will appear. So you can see it is showing me the events attendees, but what I need actually is I need the events database. Okay, because this is where I'll be generating the PDF. So I can just simply click on change. I can select the events database, and now that database will be loaded up. And if you observe, if you scroll to the right side, okay, you will find a few additional columns that will be created over here once we proceed with the setup. Okay, so let's connect a document for this. So we have just added the database that we need. Now let's connect a document. So you can click on select Google document. If you already have an event management template file which you want to generate the PDF for, you can go with an existing document option. It will allow you to choose a document that is already available on your drive. Okay, and you can go with that. But I don't have any document available, so what I'll do is I'll create a demo document. Okay, this will simply create a new document where it will automatically connect all the placeholders, which will allow me to generate a PDF file. So I'll just click on continue. And now what you observe on the right side over here is all the database properties which we have over here. Okay, so all the properties which we see, those are automatically visible on the right side, one below the other. Okay, so these are the properties which is already showing up in the database section. Now there are some properties which are automatically hidden. So let me check if they are already there or not. And let me also try to refresh this database once so that we see all the properties that we are looking out for. Yeah, so you can see these three additional columns are the ones which I was talking about. So we have generate PDF, we have PDF file, we have Google Drive file. Okay, so any property which you mark as ready to generate for any row of the database, that will be converted to PDF file and stored in the PDF file column when the automation runs. And if you want to store the PDFs on your Google Drive, you can also link that over here at the bottom where it says you can select a Google Drive to link it up. Okay, but I don't want to put it on any of my drives. Rather, I want to put it in the Notion database. So I will not select anything from here. What I can definitely do is I can define how the PDF file will be named. So for any particular event that I'm looking to generate as PDF, I want to name the PDF file by the event name that we have over here. So I will simply select event name from the drop down. It will automatically create the PDF file by the event name. And let me also rename this to something like event management template file. So I've just simply defined the PDF file name which I want to use to generate a PDF, but I've not yet shown you how you can use those properties onto the document. So if you see the demo document, it has some automatically created some text, which it will also do for you. So we have the number of attendees, and you can see something put inside double curly brackets, right? This is what will be replaced from the database that we have over here. So if you see, we have number of attendees column, it will automatically fetch the same and it will put over here for our use case. So we don't need the number of attendees in this section. Rather, what we need is all the other details. So we have the vendor, we have the status, we have the attendees. So you can obviously design this document as per your requirement. So you can put anything. It will be stored live and it will be your own template, right? But for the demonstration, I'm just going to use this kind of document to generate a PDF. We have the vendor, which is being mapped with the vendor column. So you can see it is automatically showing vendor from here. So anything that comes under the vendor value will automatically be replaced onto this particular document. In order to copy a property from the database onto the document to map it, you can simply click on copy. So let's say I want to add the budget. I can click on copy. It will add the budget. I can go to the document wherever I want to use it. I can simply use Control V or Command V, which is the keyboard shortcut, and it will automatically paste the property onto the document. Now here the budget value will be replaced with whatever value you find in the budget column of the database. Okay. Similarly, you can map out all the other properties and it will automatically be mapped onto the document. So once you copy paste all the properties from here to the database wherever it is required, we are all ready to go. Okay. Now this automation can work with multiple databases. As you can see, we have events database, we have locations, we have organizer, we have vendors, we have attendees. So multiple databases are connected to the main database, which is being used inside this document. So yes, it can work with multiple databases, and that happens through relational rollup. Even if you are using a table, okay, so let's say you have a table property where you are going to like create multiple records. Okay, so let's say this is something like the location, and this is something like the attendee name. Okay, maybe not location. Let's try with something else. Um, or maybe let's go with the serial something like, let's say, vendor number. Okay, I know this format is not correct. I'm just trying to experiment with this. So what I want is I want to create a list of all the vendors that are going to participate in this particular event, along with all the attendees that are also going to participate. So what I'll do is I've just put a heading over here, and I'll simply copy the vendor value which we have. So I'll just copy the vendor. I'll put it inside this table, and similarly I will simply copy the attendee name which I have. So let me copy the attendees. I'll put it over here. So what this will do is it will scan your database, and if there are multiple records coming against one particular event, so let's say we have two attendees coming to this particular event and we have one vendor, so both the things will populate automatically correctly over here. Okay, and meanwhile let us also mark another vendor. Let's say if they are coming to the event, so I will put one more vendor inside this. Okay, and I will also reload the database once again. So any changes that you make inside the database, just make sure you reload the database so that all the values are reloaded before the PDF start generating. Okay, so let's wait. So here you can see all the three like all the properties have been reloaded, and now you can mark your records as ready to generate whichever you want to convert to PDF, and simply start downloading the PDF. So once you click on download PDF, it will automatically save the PDF file inside the Notion database, and it will also create a copy of the same in the Google Drive if you would have added Google Drive folder in this link. Okay. Once this setup works correctly and happy, I will show you how you can automate this process. So through that method, you will never need to come to PDF output ever again to generate PDFs once again. As once you click on setup Notion automation, you can directly generate the PDF within the Notion database itself. Okay, that makes it super easy and convenient to use, and you would be really happy to use the automation to create the PDF file. So now let's see how the PDF file output has come out to be, and this will help us understand how we are exactly looking to create the PDF. So you can see every placeholder have been mapped with the database value, whatever we had in the database. Okay, so whatever was there in the database value, it has been correctly mapped as was required, and the PDF has been created. In fact, if you see the vendor number and the attendee name, this has also come correct for this particular record, because we had one attendee. But what about this record? Let's check this record, how the output has come out to be. And here we are expecting two attendees, right? So we have Sara Lee, we have attendee, this particular attendee, we have these two vendors coming up. Okay, so this is how dynamically it fetches these values from the database and it maps onto the document directly within a table. Okay, with other values that have been put up inside this document. So this is the beauty of using the tool, as once you map it correctly, it will automatically generate the PDF file mapping the values with the relation and ruler properties, and you can start creating PDF right away within the Notion database. So I'm just waiting for the last PDF to populate, and once that is done, I will showcase how you can start using the automation directly within the database. So let's wait for a few more seconds as it is going to complete the automation process, and it will generate the PDF file, and then we will look into further demonstration of what can be done thereafter. Okay. So meanwhile, while it is generating, let me add a few more records so that it becomes easy for us to discuss how it will create. Okay, so I'm just going to put, let's say we have Bob, Harry, and Alice. So we have three organizers. Okay, and we have let's say three vendors, right? And we have, let's say, two attendees. Okay, and the event date is somewhere, let's say 10th, and the event type is, let's say, workshop maybe. Okay, status, it is a planned event, it is not yet done. Okay, and the budget is, let's say, $3,400. Now here comes the interesting part. Okay, so once I'm happy with the setup, I can simply click on setup Notion automation. As I do this, it will automatically create an automation that will run within the Notion database. This means you will now not need to come to PDF output ever again to create PDF. You can simply go to the database. You can simply mark this record as ready to generate, and it will automatically be converted into PDF file and stored in the PDF file column that you find over here. Another interesting thing which you must have observed is it has created a new column, choose document. What if you have multiple templates that you want to use on one event database? So let's say for event 1 and 2 you want to use one template, event 3 and 4 you want to use another template. Okay, so in that scenario you can exactly follow the same process, use the same database, create a different template, and click on setup Notion automation. If you do that, it will automatically showcase all the templates one below the other, and you can simply select a template whatever you want to use, and using that particular template it will generate the PDF file inside this PDF file column. Okay, so I hope this explanation makes sense and you start taking advantage of this automation available, as you will be able to really enjoy this automation, and it will automatically create the PDF within the database for a use case. So I'm just waiting for this one to convert to PDF file, as I have already marked it as ready to generate, and now it should be converted to PDF file any moment, and it should be showing inside the database right over here. It takes a while sometimes to process, but it will definitely appear, and you can see it has even started processing the document, and it will be converted to PDF over here. Okay, so let me click on this, and we should be able to see the document with all the values. So you can see the attendee name, the vendor name, everything is coming up over here, and everything has automatically been mapped as was required. Okay, obviously you could have planned the document in a better manner using a better format, but this was just a demonstration of what is possible using PDF output. Okay, the best part is you can even use images and other things included onto the document, and it will still work well, and you can generate the PDF file right within the Notion database as you just saw. Okay, so start taking advantage of PDF output to generate the PDF file. You can create records and records over here and simply put it as ready to generate, and the PDF will automatically be converted and created inside this PDF file column. So I hope this demonstration was clear to you. If you've got any questions for me, please reach out to me at notionformyuse@gmail.com. So you can simply head over to notionformyuse@gmail.com. That is where I will be able to assist you. Or else you can go to the home page where you will be able to find the contact window. Click on this contact and send me a message with your queries. I'll be able to address any queries which you might be having. Okay. I even have this chat widget open where you can send me a message with your queries on the same. And again, I'll be happy to fill up any issues that you might be having on this particular topic. Okay. So you can use this automation to even create invoices, any contracts, proposals, any sort of document which you want to automate can be created through PDF output with the help of a Notion database which will hold the information. Okay.